Let's call the meeting to order and begin with verification. Oh, let's do Pledge of Allegiance. I'm thinking about it, so good, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And let's begin with verification of notice. Susan?
The meeting was properly noticed.
Okay. In public comment, I'm going to allow some in just a moment, but we have the engineer here from the Park Road project from Jewel Engineering. Nathan, do you want to just give us a brief talk of where you're at and what you're looking for, what you're looking, kind of like the little bit of the schedule that you sent me the other day?
Okay. Can I just sit here and talk, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Up,
Just
table.
Table.
Okay. So I guess the plans and the specs are basically final and ready for advertisement. The cost estimate is also prepared. The schedule that we are currently on would be, we'd advertise that project for bid this coming Friday. It would be published in the Cambridge News for 2 weeks for proper public notification and advertisement of that project, and then potentially have the bid opening Friday, January 12th at noon. That would be, or noon, 1 o'clock. That would be the bid opening for that project. The contract is currently slated to begin or be able to begin April 15th. That also takes into account some of the comments that the town had before, where we would try to get the project sort of to a stage where Ripley Road and Ripley Park would be able to access that better by Memorial Day, and that schedule would allow that to happen. And then there'd be 100 calendar days of construction ending right before, so that would end July 25th, which is right before one of the triathlons that utilizes Park Road. So that's kind of the basic outline of the project. There's a few very minor details that we need to, that I just am not aware of, like regarding, is that now a four-way stop at,
Yeah.
and
we're
I think
not there
that,
yet.
what's that?
We're not there yet.
That's fine.
So.
And that would just, that was kind of the last thing that I needed to be able to incorporate, and so.
Okay, good. Any questions?
Yeah, I sent you an email about that guardrail, and the homeowners that are one house to the north of that guardrail are requesting it be reinstalled after construction. So I don't know where that's at on the plans or what your thoughts on that were.
Yeah, the plan removes and reinstalls that guardrail.
To reinstall it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good. Thank you. Just as long as you were here, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to get everybody updated on things, so.
Wonderful.
Good. Thank you very much.
I have 3 copies. I have a copy for the Lake District, a copy for the township, and a copy for Lake Ripley Park that I can
Give to
leave
us.
with you all. And if there's any
Okay, good. All right, good.
questions.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
And
it.
then I'm going to take liberty to put that in your office or someplace. Is that possible? And then I
Just,
can, or can I leave it with you? or-
Yeah, just leave it up here.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Perfect.
good. Thank you. Okay, we will now open this to public comment for anything which is not listed on the agenda. If it's listed on the agenda, when I get to that item and you want to talk, wave at me and we'll take public comment there. So otherwise, we will do any public comment for anything which is not. Janet?
My name is Jana Evans. I'm a taxpayer in the town of Oakland. In October, the Fire and EMS Commission as a whole agreed to setting 2 meetings of the commission to move forward on matters that needed immediate attention. As questions regarding finances and other activities of the commission and employees of the commission continued to surface and the November meeting date of November 15th quickly approached, it was determined by some of the commission members that there was no need to have a meeting and anything needing attention could wait until mid-January. On December 6th, only 2 weeks later, an agenda was posted for a commission meeting by an attorney that had not been vetted or approved by the commission as a whole. Who hired this attorney and where did he come from? The agenda was limited to only 2 agenda items regarding confirming attorneys for investigative purposes. Yet another example of some commission members refusing to follow the IGA and feeling they can do whatever they want with no accountability for the continued actions. Fast forward to present with another scheduled meeting set for tomorrow night, December 20th, and once again some commission members stating that a meeting cannot occur, continuing to kick the can down the road when there are vital issues that need to be addressed. Refusing to meet as a whole to find solutions and continuing to disregard municipality and taxpayer concerns is very disturbing. Does Oakland want to continue to be a part of a commission that continues wrongdoing and refuses to follow the IGA? Can Oakland afford to be a part of a commission that can't control their spending, their budget, or be accountable to the municipalities and the taxpayers for their lack of transparency regarding our money? We as taxpayers are losing a financial battle under the current situation. In May of 2022, there was a total of $318,547 in reserve accounts. Per the IGA Section 4.3, the district may only expend or transfer funds from the reserve fund for emergency needs, such as immediate equipment repairs or replacement, with the approval of 4 commission members. Any other reserve fund expenditures shall require municipality approval. The commission may authorize and approve any indebtedness and expense for the necessary and reasonable repair, replacement, or other expense required for the district's continuous operations when prior municipality approval is not feasible, provided such funds are available in the reserve funds for the expense. The commission shall seek retroactive approvals as soon as practicable. I have found no agenda, minutes from a commission meeting, or any municipality meetings where there has been discussion or a request to use the reserve money of $318,547. However, Sheila, the treasurer of the commission, now reports that the reserve money balances currently total $206,000. Where has the other $112,547 gone? It is your responsibility as a board member to be looking out for my taxpayer dollars. I am unsure of the balance in the checking account, but if the 4th quarter payments have been made by all municipalities, how much money is available to still pay the Cambridge Volunteer Fire Department their 4th quarter budget amount of $22,500 that they billed the commission for back in October and still have not been paid? The Village of Cambridge has gotten nowhere with their steps in moving to mediation with the commission. There has to be good faith on the part of both parties for this to happen, and with those commission members that continue their misconduct and refusal to meet and address tough issues, I don't see that happening. Be mindful, 2 signatures for expenditures are still not being followed. In addition, we still have no budget versus year-to-date spending reports. Obviously, we are still waiting for reconciliation of the budget that was promised back in September. Withdrawing from the IGA will force an audit to uncover all the financial problems and who is responsible for them. Only then can the best interest of the taxpayers and the town of Oakland be served. This will provide the ability to rebuild a financially responsible and stable EMS fire district with proper planning. I encourage all of you to attend the commission meeting scheduled for tomorrow night at the Amundsen Center at 6:30 so you can witness yourself how dysfunctional the commission has become over the last year and a half. Thank you.
Thank you, Janet.
I would like a copy of that. I don't know if any of you would like a copy to digest, or any of the members of the audience.
Will that be part of the minutes of this meeting?
If I get a copy, I did not,
I'll get you one too.
okay, thank you.
Any other public comment for anything which is not on the agenda today? Okay, we will move to approval of minutes
Got one
from,
more in the back.
oh, I'm sorry, yes, sir.
Hello, my name's Tim Isley. I'm a taxpayer in the town of Oakland, and I had two things I'd like to talk about. I don't know if these were specifically on your agenda. One is wake boats and the other is taxes. Are both of those fair to comment on?
Wakeboat is not on our agenda. It will be later on this year, or coming after the first of the year, it will be on. So it would be appropriate to hold your comments
Okay,
then, if you would like. If you want to, you can, but we are going to address it later on. So there
good.
will be another
I hope to
opportunity.
do it. I picked up, when I came in, I did pick up the copy of the artificial wake enhancement fact sheet, and I've been doing some research on wake boats and some of the new organizations that are very concerned about it, and been talking to some of the people from up north. So I am very concerned, and I hope that you will go ahead and adopt the proposed ordinance or whatever regarding wake boats, because I think it can do a lot of damage to Lake Ripley, and I think it's really a bad thing that is coming if we don't look out for it, and I am concerned about the lake, and so I'd like to just register my support for doing something about lake boats. Second is taxes. That is, we have a cottage on Lake Ripley. The cottage and the land have been in the family since 1945. My grandfather bought that property over there, and so it's a cottage that we've had ever since then. In this last year now, recently, of course, our taxes went up 33%. And I understand you have a tough job to do, but it just seemed like a tremendous increase for the cottage. And I think that my grandfather, in fact, had donated a tennis court that has been over at what used to be called Foundation Park. We've tried to put in riprapping and tried to put in prairie species to try and reduce erosion. We're trying to do the right thing to manage the land. And I think that's so important. I don't know if you've read the book Braiding Sweetgrass, but in there they talk about how the Native Americans saw land not as a commodity, but as something to cherish. And as a landowner, I think that basically it's not just a bundle of rights, it's a bundle of responsibilities. And so we're trying to manage the land as responsible landowners. And I am concerned that with these higher taxes now, with what went on, what's going to happen eventually is that small cottages like this are going to basically in the end be sold. And then you're going to be getting a couple of $1 million houses and just bulldozing everything down and coming in. So I'm concerned about it. And I think back many, many years ago, Ben Franklin talked about taxation. And he said the art of taxation is plucking down from the goose without making the goose squawk. Well, I want to let you know, my brother and I, who are co-owners of the cottage, we're squawking. And I just want to make that comment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your comments. Okay, now I'm going to try moving on to approval of minutes from the November 21st Town Board meeting. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes as distributed.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion, possible action on the 24-25 election commissioners, and you have a list at your desk with all of the names. Do you need to talk to this, Susan, or?
We have been actively recruiting election inspectors for the last year, knowing that 2024 is going to be a busy election year. We have been asked by some of our election inspectors to recruit more inspectors so that some of them don't have to be here all day. For some of our inspectors, being here for 14 hours is too much. And so now we have enough inspectors that people can work half days.
Okay. And do we need to approve this list?
Yes, we do.
So, okay, we would need a motion to approve the list of election inspectors for the 24-25 year.
I'll make a motion to approve the inspectors on the list provided.
Second.
Go ahead.
Second, Sheila. Anybody? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, thank you. Next item up is discussion and possible action on Resolution 2023/2, which has to do with Class B liquor licenses. It's in your packet. Susan, do you want to just summarize that?
Every year, we have a record of how many liquor licenses we can give in the coming year. The state of Wisconsin allows us to have a reserve license when our population has increased by 500 over the base amount in 2028. There is a formula for that. We're not there yet, but we're very close to being able to have a reserve liquor license. We do have 9 available. We only issued 8 in 2023, so there is 1 liquor license available if somebody wishes to purchase that. Otherwise, it is just a information for the board.
Okay. Except we need to adopt Resolution
We do.
2023-2. So I would need a motion to adopt Resolution 2023-2.
I'll make the motion to adopt Resolution 2023-2.
Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Jensen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Sign that. Discussion and possible action to approve job description for the Public Works employee and advertise for this position. Jeff, you want to come and talk a little bit about that? For those of you that don't know, this is Jeff Scheel, who is our Public Works and Road Supervisor.
Good evening. Come April, we're going to be losing one of our full-timers. He's retiring. So we're going to have to fill that position. And there was discussion of adding another person so we can take care of this workload. So I've been going over some applications for the past couple months, and I've come up with this one. It's closest to relating with us as far as a township and the jobs we do. It does leave it open for other jobs to be added or whatever comes up.
Okay, everybody should have had that in their packet to refresh everybody's memory. When we did our budget workshop this fall, we identified adding the 3rd Public Works employee as a high priority for us. There is funding available this year because we are receiving additional shared revenue, and we can make that fund this position out of that shared revenue. So that would hopefully then bring us up to being 3 positions on this. So we would look to adopt this position description and start advertising now to fill at least 1 at this point before Dave retires. So look for a motion to adopt the position description and authorize advertising and interviewing for that.
I'll move to adopt the Public Works employee position description.
I'll second.
And you would also authorize advertising?
Oh, and authorize advertising for the 3rd position as of right now.
Jimmy, you're okay with the second? Okay. Okay, moved and seconded. Any further discussion, questions?
How are we advertising?
Jeff, have you any thoughts? Is there, we could do Towns Association, we certainly can do, normally we would do the
The local newspaper?
Daily,
or-
Daily, no,
Oh.
Daily.
Oh, okay. Jefferson Daily
Jefferson
Union?
Daily
Okay.
Union, yeah.
We
Sure.
discussed a possible other website as well. I don't recall what Danny referred to that website as.
Oh, that's,
There's a public employees or a government employees website that we were thinking of advertising as well as the League of Municipalities.
And maybe the Department of Workforce Development, I believe they still,
That's yeah, we'll look into that. So, okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion opposed, motion carries. Discussion and possible action to approve a proposal for assessor services for the town of Oakland. We issued a RFQ, request for qualifications, back early December, oh no, I guess it was November. We received 2 responses. We then, John had already, Pounder had already filed his contract, so we had his proposal, and we got then a proposal from Accurate Assessment Services also to those. And both of those were in your packet for looking at, so any questions at this point? In terms of that, we did have a conference with, a phone conference with Accurate to just get some basic information beyond what was in their proposal, although there was a lot of information. There's a difference in price. John's quote is at $36,000 for the year for a 4-year contract going through 2027. And Accurate is at $21,000 going through the same time frame of 4 years. Both contemplate doing some maintenance and then doing a reval either in year 3 or year 4 of these. Any questions on this?
So what's the reval is a different number not included in this, is that correct?
No, I believe it's, John, that's included in your quote, right? Yeah, and also in the Accurate.
All right, I see it in the market update, okay.
Yeah, it is in the, in theirs.
so
They-
that's what the market update is the reval then?
You're asking me to remember all this stuff.
Yeah, I would assume so, yeah.
Okay.
It's the only one that's different, it's year 3, and the rest are all maintenance.
Yeah, it is year 3, so.
Mr. Chairman, are you opening this for questions from us?
If-
or-
If you would like to comment at this point, you may.
I have a question or two. May I
Okay.
approach?
Sure.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Todd Tooten. I would like to know if the board is going to, should Mr. Pounder be the successful contracting party, if the board is going to accept assessments which are based on comparable sale analysis where the comps are VRBOs, which are businesses licensed by the state of Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm not certain that we can answer that question without a little bit more context and
Okay.
discussion.
Well, I'll cut it short then. I support the Accurate company.
Okay. Any other public comment at this point on this?
is this the Accurate company, some other local areas
They do the
use them?
Village of Cambridge, they do several in Jefferson County, Watertown,
Jefferson.
Jefferson, So they do a number, they also do a number of towns. So they have experience in that. That was basically our question was, do you do towns and
Right.
where, and talked about, water, do they have places that have lakes, rivers, and stuff. So there's from my perspective, there's a significant cost difference in service, and from what I can tell in talking with some of the clients from Accurate, they are satisfied. So my recommendation, and I would move that we grant the services to Accurate Assessment Services. We need a second.
I'll second.
Is there a, to Mr. Tooten's comment or question, did Accurate or Mr. Pounder for that matter, discuss at all how VRBOs are affecting valuations?
It was
and-
not a question that we put to either one of them.
Okay. Because that sounds like something, I mean, I hear from people in the area that is something down the road we should
Got it.
start at least questioning and looking into.
If I could address the board for a
Mhm.
moment. I don't know if the board is aware of what the difference is between a revaluation and a market update. They are significantly different. A market update is a movement of all properties to an estimated market value without viewing or inspecting any of them. It's based typically, according to the assessor's manual, they are basing it on the information that they have gleaned from recent property viewings and from recent market activity. Seeing as a maintenance contract does not involve viewing properties or reviewing assessment records, they would be basing information that they have not gathered or reviewed and revaluing based on market data only. So it's not, comparing a market update to a complete revaluation is not a fair comparison by any stretch of the imagination. If I were asked to do a maintenance contract and a market update, if appropriate, would be significantly different than doing a complete review of the assessment data and a revaluation. So you're not, is my opinion and fact, that you are not comparing two similar proposals.
Okay. Thank you. We have a motion on the floor with a second. Any further
I'll
comments?
second. Oh, you,
Already
we
did.
did,
Jimmy,
okay.
Jimmy second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. John, thank you for your 16 years of service. Okay. Discussion, possible action on quotes for warm storage in the Public Works Building. Jeff, you want to come back and talk to that?
I believe it was April, we just started this discussion of,
Yes.
and the reason why, that we needed some extra warm storage, not heated shop, just warm storage.
Yeah, let me bring everybody up to speed. In the spring, as we started our budget workshop and identified needs for all of our various departments, Jeff asked for additional warm storage. Half of our storage building is heated, and our more expensive and hydraulic equipment sits in the heated portion. The other half of the building is not heated or conditioned at all. Jeff has asked that we take half of that second half, so roughly another quarter, and turn it into what we would call warm storage that would store equipment at roughly, you know, in a really cold weather, 50 degrees, which is enough to maintain hydraulics and so that we can take something out and use it right away. And so we've had 2 bids done, 2 evaluations, and this is, because of the equipment that we have and the needs that we have for storing, this became a high budget priority for us. And we had funds remaining from COVID relief that could be used to do this. Okay, Jeff, with that, go ahead.
You covered it.
Okay.
You did a very good job, thank you.
Yeah.
We did get 2 prices, 2 proposals, I should say. And they're different materials, different costs, obviously.
The one Cleary came in and they proposed the heating unit necessary, which raised their cost up a little bit.
Right.
Walltech did not.
Correct.
You had some structural issues and concerns more with the Walltech, so.
Yes, I did. Yes, as far as maintaining down the road, obviously steel you can wash, drywall you can't. And we're not gonna be painting, so, and the steel will last a long time on that color. So that was the difference in the 2, was the wall material.
And so your recommendation is that we go with Cleary, which, if I remember correctly, is 59,000,
21.
I'm sorry,
21?
59,021?
Yep.
Does that includes, that's all in? All
That's heat,
electrical?
all electrical revamping, yeah.
Relocating?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Because the Walltech was,
A little bit cheaper, but it
well, it
also,
was
but it's.
plywood, it was plywood 8 feet up from
Yeah.
the floor, and then drywall.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the demising wall, so.
It's a better product, right? I mean, the Clary looks like a better product, looks like a better building.
Well, and it's consistent with what we have, so.
It mates up to what we already.
Yeah, they are original builders of the building, so, I mean, they know that inside and out, that type of building, so.
And I consider that to be a responsible quote then, even though it's a little bit more. I mean, that's very responsible,
It's not that much more.
right?
Is that a motion, Jim?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the Clary building quote for $59,021.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Second, Mr. Jensen. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, next item is discussion possible action on mobile home ordinance number 6 to conform with Wisconsin Department of Revenue guidelines. This year, the Department of Revenue has changed how mobile home parks are assessed and how we receive funding for them. And to make a very complicated process quickly short, there's a fee that is established for each mobile home park, and they then in turn bill their residents. There's a provision in the ordinance or in the statute that says we have to do it, the town has to do that, unless we adopt an ordinance requiring the mobile home operator to do the billing, collecting, and paying. So we went in and we have a current mobile home ordinance that is, which number?
Number 6.
Is number 6. We have gone in and amended section 5 of that. You want to read that, Susan?
Yes, section 5 has been amended. It is number 6, and it is highlighted on the second page of your ordinance. It says the town clerk will forward the individual monthly mobile home municipal permit fees to the park manager, who will then distribute the permit fee notice to all occupants of the mobile home park. That was the only thing we changed in the ordinance.
This additional language?
Right, and it just puts into an ordinance a process that we already do.
And this needed to be created into an ordinance by the end of the year, this year to go into effect, so that's why you
So
have it
who
in front of you.
collects the fee then?
Well, the mobile home, in January, we get the letters that go to all the occupants of the mobile home park. And we send those letters to the managers of Breezy Knoll, Ripview, and Oak Ridge. And those park managers distribute them to the individual occupants of their park. And then they collect the fees and they remit them to the clerk's office. And then we keep some of the money and then some we give to the Cambridge School District.
So along with distributing the permit fees to the occupants by the park manager, do we have to say that they would collect that fee then too? You know what I mean?
I think that's,
I think that is
Or is that
said
later on?
earlier in the ordinance.
look, it says under item 2, the mobile home park operator should be required to collect monthly payment from the mobile homeowner, and they send it on to us.
That's number 3. It does say that the monthly parking permit fee shall be paid by the mobile home park
I
operator
see it there
to the
now.
town of Oakland.
Okay, good.
So this was the only part of the ordinance that we needed to fix.
Okay.
So motion to approve the amendment to ordinance
Number 6.
number 6.
I make a motion that we approve the amendment for the mobile home fees.
I'll second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. Discussion possible action on planning committee membership. We are still down one member of our plan committee. If any of you are interested in being involved in local government, this is a wonderful opportunity to serve on the plan committee. Oh, it is. Come on. I love the planning committee, but it is not a heavy job. You meet, as a rule, no more than once a month, and quite often we'll go weeks without meeting. It's reviewing land use, zoning issues, helping people with determining what they can do with their property, what they can't do, giving guidance. And the planning committee reviews these things and asks the people lots of questions and saves the town board lots of time, because then the planning committee makes a recommendation to the town board, which for the most part we usually take because they've spent time talking to the people, visiting the property, looking at it, getting all the information. It is a delightful job, and we have 4 appointed members and then 1 member of the town board, which will be Mr. Jensen this term, sitting on that board. You are compensated for your time, for your meeting, and so if you would be interested, we would ask you to just send a letter to Susan saying I could be interested, and you will have a wonderful experience of being interviewed by the town board for that, and then a recommendation made and approved. So if you would be at all interested, we would encourage you. It is a really good thing. There is, I will say, you do have to learn a few things and stuff, but it's very interesting. That's where I started many years ago, was just as a member of the plan committee. So we also have 2 supervisor positions that are up. I don't know whether everybody's running again or what, but if you're interested in being a town board member, you can see how much fun we have. What a wonderful job. Actually, it is. And I'm kind of prejudiced to this whole concept of town government. It is the oldest form of government in the U.S. It is the most direct form of government that you'll ever experience, because we're sitting here and whatever we've passed tonight affects us as well as it does you. We don't fly off to Washington or Madison or other places, you know, and if you're unhappy and you see me at the grocery store, it's really not me, it's my twin, no. But, you know, we're here, we're local, we're a part of you. So, you know, if you've ever thought about, both of these are opportunities. Both positions, I think, are wonderful opportunities to serve. So, commercials over, discussion, possible action, we're done.
We have to approve Joe Plaschek.
Oh, we have to, I'm sorry, we have to approve the reappointment of Joe Plaschek. His term was up, or is up December 31st. He has said that he would like to remain on the board, so we would need a
On the
a
planning
motion.
committee.
On the planning committee, yeah.
I'll make a motion to reinstate, I guess?
Reappoint.
Reappoint Joe Plushik.
Yeah.
Second.
Second, okay. Moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, motion carries. Approval of disbursements.
I'll make a
gotta-
motion, we
Wait
approve
a
this.
sec, you've got to get a new.
We have a correction.
Okay, thank you.
I made a mistake.
In that case, I'll make a motion that we approve disbursements, beginning with electronic funds transfer to the Wisconsin retirement system, through and including electronic funds transfer 51474579 in the aggregate amount of $101,353.45.
Second,
I'll second it.
moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Okay. Announcements, you have the court docket, and you can see that with the advent of the new squad, that our officers have been busy. And Virginia, you welcome back. You're going to have a busy court call here, I think. So they've been doing a lot of traffic enforcement. They've been doing, and I did get a text from Jerry saying that they had done a lot of enforcement and checking on Park Road the last several days, or last month. Appreciably and interesting, reported that they did not get very many violations on Park Road. So either it's so bad nobody's speeding, or everybody's figured out that we're sitting out there.
Well, if they see them sitting there,
Yeah.
that makes a big difference.
Somebody suggested rumble strips instead of a stop sign, someone that I talked
Okay.
with.
All right. Next meeting date, regular meeting is January 16th, 2024.
Are we
And
meeting Thursday?
we are meeting Thursday at 5 p.m.
As posted?
Yes.
Yes. So, but again, we will be going into a closed session to meet with the attorney. So, motion to adjourn.
So moved.